Hello, adventure backers. What's up? This is Paul Trowe from Replay Games. I wanted to take a moment to tell you guys thank you very, very, very much for everything that you've done for us so far, and we really couldn't be happier. Very, very humbled that you guys are following it with us through this whole thing. So, thank you. For those of you guys who don't know who I am, let me just tell you real quick. We all know who Al Lowe is, right? Designer, creator, father of Leisure Suit Larry games, franchise, character. Josh Mandel, he's also famous, has helped Al and helped Al write the Police Quest series, Leisure Suit Larry series, helped Mark and Scott write Space Quest series. I mean, Josh is a backbone of the best Sierra games we've ever played also. So I just didn't want you guys to let that go unnoticed. And I wanted to tell you guys a little bit more about who Replay is and how we've been founded so far and why I founded the company back in 2008. It goes back to 1984 when I was playing King's Quest II on my IBM PC Junior, and because I had an IBM PC Junior and because it had 16 colors back when there were only 4 color machines out there, I don't know if you guys know this or not, but those were called CGA graphics, color graphics adapter, and PC Junior had more colors than that. So a lot of times the discs that Sierra sent out, like for King's Quest I and for King's Quest II, were broken because of this PC Junior's special graphics and 4-channel sound instead of just a speaker. So I kept calling into Sierra. As a matter of fact, I still know the telephone number back up there in Oakhurst, 209-683. Oh, God. See, now you're testing me. 209-683-2993, I think. But anyway, regardless, I kept getting customer service. Liz Jacobs was her name. And then the other person's name was Kathy Sands. And they would take bug reports from me on what was going on with the PC Junior. And after calling in approximately, I don't know, 25 times, Liz suggested that I become a beta tester. And I was like, what's a beta tester? So she said it's somebody who tests the games before they come out, and you get to help debug the games before they come out instead of what you're doing is playing the games, getting the bugs, and then there's no fix for them because, you have a special computer. So I wrote a 14-page letter, quadruple spaced on my typewriter to the CEO, Ken Williams, and I mailed it in, snail mail. And I hadn't heard back for a long, long time. As a matter of fact, I didn't hear back forever, what seemed like. It was roughly a week or two. And I called the main number, and I asked for the president of the company. And I got his secretary, Cindy, and she said, well, who's this? And I said, well, this is Paul Trowe, expecting her to know who I am. And I told her all about the letter, and she said that they forwarded the letter to the QA department, me thinking QA stood for questions and answers. Go figure. And I spoke to the QA manager. His name was Guruka Singh Khalsa. And he said to me, well, we have 4 beta testers in the entire world that are all in their 30s. Why would we hire a 12-year-old beta tester, And because, you can't communicate clearly. You don't know what the difference between a programming bug is and an art bug is. And, we need somebody that's online and on CompuServe. And I'm like, oh, well, I'm on CompuServe, He's like, still, I said, well, I don't know who you're making these games for, people in their 30s or for people my age. But I seem to be finding all the bugs. And, well, that was enough to convince him that I should be on the beta test list. So he took over paying for my CompuServe account, and he upgraded my computer to 128K of RAM. And then he sent me a Roland MT32, which was a super, super awesome sound card at the time. Played 32 tracks of music all at the same time instead of 4. Because he said that I needed to hear the games the way they were meant to be played. And that was really cool. And I had tested all the games that you guys have probably played throughout your life. Games in the Space Quest series, Police Quest series, King's Quest series, Leisure Suit Larry series, Manhunter, New York, San Francisco, Codename Iceman, Dagger of Amun-Ra, Gold Rush, Freddie Farkas Frontier Pharmacist, um, Oilswell, Torrance Passage, Jones in the Fast Lane. I'm sure, all you Sierra guys have maybe heard of this or maybe not heard of those games. I'm not sure, but it's a lot of beta testing between 7th grade and my senior year in college. As a matter of fact, Sierra wanted to hire me out of high school. And my parents said, no, you are getting a degree regardless of what you want to do with your life, play games or whatever. So you can go work for them after you graduate. So I got a degree, and then I went to work for Sierra Online. When I got there, Space Quest 6 was in development, and I tested Space Quest 6, and then I was the lead tester on Phantasmagoria. So that was my start with Sierra, and that was my ties to Sierra. And when I got there in 1995, Ken had moved the company to Seattle, and a lot of people that I grew up with, talking to and working with, had moved up to Seattle, including Al and Jane. Well, actually, Jane, I'm sorry, was still working in Oakhurst, and I got to work on Gabriel Knight too with her, and that was a real big pleasure, because just like Al and Josh, Jane is pure genius. She is a grandmaster storyteller, and if you haven't already done so, please back her project as well, because her games need to be made too. Not to detract from ours, don't forget. We want you to continue to back our projects, but she's a great storyteller. Also, all the original Sierra designers are amazing. They really are. And they're my fan. I mean, I'm fans of theirs. I grew up being a fan of theirs. So when I started looking into these rights, going back to 2000, I wanted to bring these games that I grew up beta testing, and playing after, and working on, after college. I wanted to bring them to a new audience and a new age of gaming. I not only wanted to resurrect the old versions, but I wanted to make new versions as well. And so, as it turns out, the rights to Leisure Suit Larry were sold to Codemasters from Vivendi before Vivendi merged with Activision. And that's why all the other rights are held by Activision. And Codemasters is the only company that bought the rights outright to Leisure Suit Larry. And Codemasters is the company that we licensed Leisure Suit Larry from. So you can imagine how ecstatic I was to learn that, because a good friend of mine is the CEO of Codemasters. And that doesn't mean he cut us, a fantastic deal, but I like to think that we got a pretty good deal. Better than most people. And the reason why is because we showed them that one-room prototype that we did. We went around the world searching from developer to developer, looking for the best developer to create this game. And these guys in Tel Aviv, Adventure Mob, 2 founders, Oded and Oran, they're really, really smart guys. They're brilliant. And they managed to pull off a one-room demo in 30 days that just blew away not only myself, but then I sent it to Ken Williams, and Ken Williams was impressed. Yes, we're all still in touch with Ken Williams. Then I sent it to Al, and Al was impressed. And then I sent it to Josh, and Josh was impressed. And I just continued to send it because I wanted to find somebody to say, no, this thing sucks, you need to go look for another developer. Because honestly, I didn't want to work with people in Tel Aviv. It's just way too far. But we couldn't find a better developer. And these guys are genuine and they're sincere, and they love adventure games, hence the name Adventure Mob. So we struck a deal with them. Once we get the game funded, we hire them to make the game. And so far, they've been supporting our efforts 100%. And we couldn't be happier, really. So don't let that fool you. The people that are in control of the game are the original founders. So Al is at the helm of this huge ship that we call Leisure Suit Larry. Josh is right under him as his number 2 man to do whatever Al can't do. Extra dialogue writing, extra designing, somebody to bounce ideas off of. And Al and Josh work hand in hand seamlessly together. It's like watching two best friends, work together, and it's great. And Josh is in New York, and Hal is in Seattle. But the communication is seamless with Skype and email and telephone, and no long distance anymore. And I brought this team together. You don't know who Leslie Balfour is. She is another writer. She's helped me a lot with our business plan. And Sabina Duval, who is one of our board members and the COO of our company, she was a producer and executive producer at Sierra. As a matter of fact, she produced Jane Jensen's second Gabriel Knight game. And her and Jane are very, very good friends. So really, you could look at me as the ringleader, bringing everybody together, and I guess putting the band back together, to recall a euphemism. But that's exactly what I want to do. I want to put the band back together, and I want to remake all these games that you guys got so much pleasure out of. I'm nobody compared to these guys, really. All I'm doing is facilitating the communication, getting the legal paperwork done, getting contracts signed, finding the right developers, and going out and getting the funding. We were laughed at by one venture capital company in particular that said that when we asked for our funding, and they said, we don't want to put money in you because investing in a company that has Leisure Suit Larry would make us, would tarnish our brand, is what they said. So that was right about the time when Tim Schafer's Kickstarter campaign went crazy. It was in February. Al and I were at DICE. As a matter of fact, you can see our DICE interview. If you go to YouTube, just type in Paul Trowe. It's Trowe. And you should see the Leisure Suit Larry piece that Jeff Keighley did with Al and I, talking about bringing Leisure Suit Larry back. And as a matter of fact, Jeff Keighley was also another CR on the blind beta tester. So I thought that was kind of cool, too. I didn't know that. And he's my age, right? So he was also another 12-year-old beta tester. And they kept us apart because they didn't want us sharing notes or sharing hints or secrets or anything. But a lot of people out there, because we announced that we signed this contract in October, a lot of people out there are trying to diss our campaign, saying, oh, these guys already had the game in production. They already had, they were already developing the game, and they're just using Kickstarter to get extra money. I can tell you 100% from the bottom of my heart, I am swearing on my dead father's grave, that is not true. If we had the money to do the game, we would do the game without fan backing. Because, we're losing a lot of pre-orders. I mean, that's the bottom line. A lot of backers are actually pre-ordering the game. Am I disappointed that we're having to go this route? Absolutely not. Because this way we can just stick it to the man, honestly, and say, you know what, screw you, we don't need your funding, and we're going to let the fans vote with their wallet whether or not they want this game made. And this is something that you're not going to hear from Josh or Al, or Jeanette, who's our new associate producer, and she's been answering a lot of the questions and comments, so I really got to thank her. But that's basically the bottom line, and I wanted you guys to hear it from my mouth, so you know it's legit, and that's the story. Now, Jeanette gave me this email here that I got to read to you guys, but first I want to show you that I wore a special shirt for you guys tonight. It's like 1 o'clock over here, but check this out. Ready? Okay, there's my Leisure Suit Larry 7 shirt. All right, because whenever I tested a game for Garuka, he would give me a free copy of the game and whatever paraphernalia he had. So that was my free copy of the game is unfortunately opened because I only got to beta test like the last build, and then I actually got to Sierra at the time. So I actually have an open copy of Larry 7. I'm so disappointed. Anyway, so let me get to these questions and I'll let you guys go, okay? Number one, she wants me to let you know that she put up a new reward tier, and it's at the $40 level. We really wanted to make it lower in price, but we can't because it's going to cost us roughly $10 to make the t-shirt because it's going to be multicolored, and we're going to do printing on the front and the back, and we have to think about shipping. The guys at Double Fine told us that all of their pledges, like all their items that people had pledged and that they were giving away, cost them about $450,000. And our campaign's only $500,000, so we obviously can't go down that road, okay? So that's why the tier is at $40. But if you think about it, for $40, you get a copy of the game on PC or Mac, Steam or downloadable. So we're giving you the choice. You get the soundtrack and a T-shirt. So I think that's a steal. And we're trying not to rip you guys off, honestly. We just want to be able to fund our game and give away cool shit. Is the bottom line. She wants me to let you know to check out the FAQ. Because we're going to be adding stuff about international shipping down there, and we've gotten a lot of comments about people worried about VAT, value-added tax, and customs charges. So that's one of Jeanette's primary areas that she'll be looking into, which is the best way to ship to you guys internationally, to make sure that we don't lose money on the shipping, and that also you're not going to have to pay, what the value of all that stuff is. And I told her typically when I ship stuff, I just put one value, dollar, value for customs, or no value for customs, but we still insure the package. So we're going to try and do that. This is a big point right here. Friday at 6 p.m. Pacific time, Al is going to be doing an AMA, an Ask Me Anything on Reddit. So if you don't have a Reddit account, definitely sign up on before Friday at 6 p.m. Pacific time. And Josh will be there answering questions. I will be there answering questions. But obviously, we all know you guys want to hear from Al. So we're making him available for 2 full hours. And he's like, well, can't I just do it, in an hour? And we're like, no, man. I'm like, these people want to hear from you. They want to hear from the man himself. So you guys are going to have his full attention for 2 full hours. So I think that's pretty cool. And it was hard to convince Al to sit in front of a keyboard and computer and just type for 2 hours, but we did it. And it's all in your best interest. Not in your best interest, but it's all for you, actually. And I think that's it. We haven't posted a picture of the T-shirt yet because it's still in design. We thought we had a design lockdown, and then Jeanette's first day was Monday. And she said, well, what about this? And everybody was like, oh, yeah. So we have an original T-shirt design, which is cool, but we have an even cooler one that the guys in Tel Aviv are actually making. But since it's Passover there, they're all on vacation. I guess Passover is this past weekend, but apparently everybody's on vacation. So hopefully the design will come. We're trying to get them to do the work while they're on vacation. Me being the suit, quote unquote, Mr. Mean Publisher. And what else? She wanted me to let you know that we all enjoyed reading your comments and messages, and they're all being replied to either by Britton, who is doing an amazing job of monitoring all our forums, and he's totally doing this voluntarily. So thank you, Britton. And Jeanette is also doing a great job at answering the emails and comments. And we've got a team of 3 people that are handling the community management, and that's Beverly, Kevin, and Gabe. And they're getting their master's degree in digital MBA, Digital Masters of Administration. So it's a degree that St. Edward's offers here. So we got a lot of volunteers on this project. So you can definitely tell it's a grassroots operation. So if we go over the $500,000 budget, which is what we're really, really hoping, I mean, you can tell we're nowhere near where Wasteland did, or we're nowhere near what Double Fine did. But I can tell you, if we do go over the $500,000 budget, we're adding a ton of stuff. And the biggest deal that we're adding is more content. So it's more girls, more rooms, more bad pickup lines. I mean, you've got 2 of the best writers in the world on this game. And it took a lot, to get them to come together. But we have them, and they're here for you. So we hope you guys enjoy it. We're enjoying it. We're having a blast. I was here in the office till 4 a.m. last night, and the night before that, but it's not work for me. It's fun. So we hope that you're having a good time too. All right? And with that, I'm going to let you go. I've kept you long enough. Have a wonderful night, you guys. Again, thank you from the bottom of my heart. And I know Al thanks you from the bottom of his heart. So does Josh. And so does, Leslie and Sabina and the entire team, really. So, see you at the next video update. Hopefully it'll be from Al or Josh, but I think it's going to be Josh next because he wants to introduce himself and let you know who he is. So, I think Josh and then Al read it, and then maybe an Al video update. All right, see you guys later. Bye.